All right, guys, thanks for joining us for another Last Call podcast. My name is Mikey T. I'm joined, as always, by Tristan.
Hi.
That was adorable. And then this week we have audio-visual whiz Tom Kreft in the building.
Hello, Internet. I'm back.
He is an experienced internet wonder, I would say. He's
It's more like I've been trying to get famous on YouTube from like 2005 to 2008, then I stopped.
It's a long, hard road.
It was a horribly long, hard road, and I gave up. It was a sad, miserable life of going to every house party with the cameraman and say, "What's going on, guys?" Like, oh, it's fucking Tom. This is fucking turn the corner. They're gone.
They're like, he's going to ask us to subscribe to his
I made
YouTube
a bunch
channel.
of angry videos, ranting about stuff in like 2007 before it all got really big and famous. And I just never got the hits, and I just gave up. And then just went to UMBC, and then I got paid to edit professionally. I just didn't want to edit more at home. So the joy left my life. So I just stopped cutting YouTube videos.
That's a synopsis of life in general.
I tried something. I failed. I quit.
The joy left my life.
I'm empty inside.
Yeah, but I'm back.
Someone please take my life.
This will get at least 10,000 hits. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah,
I'm good.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
back,
yeah.
Internet.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
We are superstars
Awesome. Nice.
with our
They'll all
20
they'll-
subscribers on YouTube or something.
It's going
like
to cost
that.
us $8, and they're all going to come from the same IP address in Bangladesh, but we will get 10,000 views.
Nice. That's all you need.
Perfect.
Get it
Well,
sold. Happy Thanksgiving Eve, everyone.
Ooh.
Happy
yes.
Thanksgiving Eve.
Eve.
I guess we're two Eves out now.
But when you watch it, it'll be Thanksgiving Eve.
That's,
Yeah, that's
true.
true.
That's a good point.
So by the time this airs, I will be gearing up for hell because I'm still very active in the bar industry, and Thanksgiving Eve is one of the busiest days of the year, probably the busiest day, generally speaking, in the bar industry. And
Which is shocking to me.
I never knew about that for years.
I didn't
because
either.
I worked in like family restaurants for like the first like 4 or 5 years of bartending. I was at places that didn't really benefit from it because it was like either they were isolated or the first couple of years it was like family restaurants. So, there's no real bump in sales there.
Nobody's going to Rocky Run at Marley Station Mall for
Exactly.
Thanksgiving Eve to get
Then all of a sudden,
lit
these
up
kids,
and forget their families.
juniors and seniors in the college turn 21, 22, and they come back and they want to show off their fancy lives for one night a year to all their friends you may show up to.
It's a weird time.
It is.
It's a weird time to like. I always thought it was neat to be like, because in high school everything's so contentious, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I haven't seen you in years. Now we're drinking together.
Yeah. Now we're drinking together, and like we could be friends, even though like you were kind of an asshole.
You threw me in the
and,
locker,
know.
called me gay. But now we're having shots, and you're paying.
That actually, quick segue before we get into all that. Have you gone to any reunions? Did we have any reunions?
We had one. I think the only one I've been to was the only one that they had
right?
was the 5.
Yeah,
And
I
that
missed
was
that.
down
I was
in
working.
Annapolis. It was okay. It wasn't far out enough for it to be like.
Anybody's that
Yeah,
different.
5 years like Thanksgiving Eve.
Yeah,
Yeah, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's like everybody's like, "Oh, I went
you
to
doing,
more.
Doc? Yeah.
I went to more school, and like, I
Yeah.
cut my hair different now, and I put on some weight, and that's pretty much everybody. Like, it's not. There's nothing. Nobody has families yet. Almost nobody's married. Like, it was.
And
just
the ones
barely.
who are like, oh.
Yeah. Well, except for the like.
Yeah, you settled early, huh? All right, fair
Except
enough.
for the token girl that got pregnant while still in high school.
There is that, but there was, I don't remember any of them like showing up.
Probably not. The one that I remember from our high school, last I heard, has like 4 kids now.
Oh, I believe that. The one interaction I remember from our 5-year reunion was running into a guy that I knew pretty well in high school. We were in the band together, and I saw him, like, "Oh, how you doing, man? Good to see you. What have you been up to?" He's like, "Well, I joined the Army out of high school, and I was in the tank division." And I was like, "Oh man, that is awesome. I'm like a couple of drinks deep at that point, and he's working for like the police now or something like that. And I'm like, man, what was driving a tank like? I was like, where are you? He's like, I was in Iraq or Afghanistan or something like that. Like, oh my God. So were you like blowing up other tanks, and like were you like getting shot at and shit? Like I'm being completely insensitive to the whole. Yeah, that's basically like, oh man. And all I want to do is ask him, like, did you fire that gun at another tank and kill people with it?
Have I seen your video on Live Leak? Is that you?
And he kind of gets real quiet, and he like leans over. He's like, if you want to like talk about this stuff like another time, maybe we could do that. But this like probably isn't the right place for it. Like, oh, all right, fine. I'll go do something else. I'm not really interested in speaking about much else, but that's cool. I felt like such an asshole.
Well, it happens.
And then I never saw him again.
That's because our school leadership never followed up on anything as far as I can tell.
No, I mean, we should have had 10. Are we at 15 yet? 15 should have been this year, right?
Like now or something.
Yeah. Just over 15. And then so 2021 will be our 20. Maybe they'll get their shit together for that.
I've yet to get one. Catonsville High, class of 04. Where are you guys at? It's been 12 years. I've seen none of you guys. 04.
Wait, did your high school didn't even have them?
Oh, we did. Just my class didn't do it. I got invited on Facebook to the 10 year for 2005's reunion. I'm like, oh, you guys are sweet. I wasn't with you guys.
Start clumping them together.
I was buddied with all of them, but no, we weren't in the same class. Yeah, sorry guys.
Should have just gone and then just pretended to know everyone.
Hey,
it's like, oh man, you look so great. I haven't seen you in years, and they're like, yeah. Just make them really confused.
Oh yeah,
that's my worst nightmare. My worst nightmare is that somebody's doing that to me constantly.
There's gotta be someone who goes to this reunion. It's like their whole goal in life, just to like get to that 10-year reunion and just like go rent a limo.
Yeah,
and like rent some kind of escort and just roll up deep, and then they have a whole backstory going.
But I feel like you could have gotten away with that 20 years ago. You could roll up with a limo and be like, yeah, I'm a fucking oil executive now. Like, I own an oil platform. Like, this is my supermodel wife who's definitely not a hooker.
Now they'll bust you on Facebook. Like, you were shouting about Trump 2 weeks ago, and you were like checking into GameStop. But
I've seen your house on Facebook, bro. You live in Glen Burnie. Like,
no, that's my pig account.
It's my cover story.
My pig account. Yeah.
It's so sad that's really what it is. But then I would love to go to a reunion to hopefully beat the shit out of somebody. Because I fucking hated high school.
See you.
But then again, that's how I pretty much approach any situation. I'm like, I'm going to the grocery store. I hope I beat the shit out of somebody.
I'm not taking away from your grudge. You have your thing. But I mean,
it's not so much a grudge. I mean,
15 years,
if I went
15 years, shouldn't you be letting that kind of stuff go at this point? Like,
I let it go. But
weren't we all kind of assholes back then?
If something happened, I wouldn't be upset. It's just like anything else. It's like I'm not going anywhere to start fights, but if one were to like happen, I'd absolutely be okay with it.
Well, there's some chance, like the guy who messaged you back like 15 years ago. Now he's got like 2 kids and he's divorced and he's got like custody on the weekends and he's living a horrible hell of a life.
That's
and you just lay into him at the reunion, like a good left hook.
And then everybody
comes back the next day like a missing tooth. Oh, hey, so what happened? I got drunk and talked shit to so and so back at the reunion.
And then everybody feels bad for him.
Yeah.
Now you're the monster. Asshole. He tortured you for 4 years.
God, get over it, Mike. Damn.
That was funny how that. So, I've mentioned before. Actually, I think it was on Raekwon and Jaquan's podcast that I mentioned that I got picked on in high school, more so middle school. But it was like, you have to grow past that stuff.
Yeah, you can't let it get to you.
But it's like I remember in high school the way it worked for me was like I stayed quiet and people said shit and blah 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 yada yada yada, and then I just snapped one day and punched through the front window at the school. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, that's right.
With like the chicken wire glass or whatever, and just punched straight through it.
Did you get in trouble for that? I don't remember.
Yeah, I had to pay for it, but other than that, it wasn't too bad. I think they were like, this could get much worse.
Do you want to transfer? We can do a transfer. I don't.
Middle school kids are just monsters anyway. Like everyone's between like 10 and 12 years old, and they're all just like big hormonal monsters at that age.
They're the worst.
Yeah.
Middle schoolers are the worst human
I was in
beings
middle
on
school
the
when Columbine happened, and I had a few
Jesus.
kids come to me and say, "Hey, are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine."
Fuck you, dude.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm fine. Like, yeah.
I don't know if I like implanted this memory in my head, but I remember there was a kid that had mentioned something. I remember him. He wore like a trench coat and stuff
Every day.
around that same time.
Yep.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
He didn't talk. That kid.
But well, there's a bunch of there were actually a bunch of kids in trench coats. But the one we actually know, but I'm not gonna like in case he's off with his family and stuff. I'm not gonna just throw his business out there like you were a potential Columbine.
Oh no.
But I remember him saying something about trench coat mafia, like that's what he and his friends called it, and it was just a coincidence, I assume, unless it was the weirdest.
Oh, I do know who you're talking about.
Yeah, so
we went way back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So and I remember I didn't think of it at the time, but like years later, I was like, wait a minute, like that kid was going to have his own trench coat mafia. What the fuck? But it was just a coincidence. He was like the nicest guy ever. But I guess that's what they always say about the people that do that kind of shit. So who knows?
What movies? Oh, it's Billy Madison, where Steve Buscemi is like sitting around his house, and Billy calls to apologize,
Oh,
and like
yeah.
he reaches up and he scratches his name off the
People to
people to
kill.
kill list.
Puts lipstick on.
How many people to kill lists do you think you're on?
Oh,
A bunch at this point, right?
I had one at every day. I had at least one.
At least.
So, because like I know there were people I was shitty to in high school because it was like I had taken so much abuse, so it's like I just passed it down. It's like some of my favorite people now. It's like I was such an asshole to them.
Shit
in the
rolls
past.
downhill, man.
Yeah.
You know what else I learned about Thanksgiving weekend?
Huh.
So Wednesday is the biggest drinking night of the year. Sunday, biggest day for domestic violence.
Sunday?
Sunday.
I could see that.
Sunday
Family's
after
back in
Thanksgiving.
town. You're still
Yeah.
drinking. Football comes on.
You're fucking tired of hearing about it.
It's your fourth day in the house with the family you hate.
Yep.
I can it's
And
messed
then-
up, but I
yeah.
can see it.
Have you seen those new memes with Kermit the Frog and then like Sith?
Oh yeah, Sith Kermit,
Kermit
the
the
hood
Frog.
over his eyes.
I don't think I have.
So it's
him talking to himself.
Yeah, it's like his inner monologue, like the devil on the shoulder. And the best one I've seen, it's like me. Man, it's great to see all my family and friends at Thanksgiving. The inner me. It's like ask them who they voted for. I was like, that's fucking true. Like
Yeah.
my family outside of me is very like super nice, like the most subdued people ever, and then there's me. But I mean, my whole family is so calm and collected.
Very well put together group of people.
But then I've seen that happen at my family get-togethers. I'm thinking of all these people in like trailer parks and shit. Well, I guess they all agree, but you know, something slightly removed from that.
How about Trump, huh? Cheers.
It's like we finally agree on something, sister cousin. Like, but I've seen those kind of arguments break out at my family get-togethers, and that's crazy because I don't remember arguments in my family. It's just like it was just them having to deal with me. That was pretty much it.
Yeah.
I don't know what I want to do. I don't know whether I want to.
Shit, we never started the time.
Oh no.
Boom.
No.
That's all right. We'll just go till the end.
I don't know whether I want to tackle that stuff head on at the table because I've got two families, right? I've got my in-laws who are very right wing and my parents were very left.
Yeah.
And a bunch of jumbled people in the middle. I don't know whether I just want to tackle it right head on and just be like, let's get this right out on the table. Or if I can like present like what's that game with the buzzer? Taboo? Like where there's a list of words that you can't say at the Thanksgiving table. Maybe I'll present everybody with one of those.
You can't say Trump,
Yeah.
Hillary,
Trump, Clinton,
Electoral
president,
college.
election, electoral college.
Wrong.
Police, LGBT,
Alt-right.
black. I just don't want to hear alt-right. I don't want to hear any of these
Popular
terms.
vote.
I'm gonna print them out. I'm gonna laminate them. I'm gonna hand them out at the table. Maybe that's what I should do.
It would be like that, but then it's also electroshock therapy.
Oh God.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Everyone in the room,
electrode in the table.
Everyone's hooked up. Like you have get just like a
College?
aluminum table, and it's just attached to car batteries, and everyone has. It's like the opposite of manners. Like everyone has to have their elbows on the table while they're discussing things. It's just anybody touch it, the whole room gets shocked.
Electroshock.
Oh, the whole room. Oh, so now it's like a social, like you want the group to apply pressure on the individual.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
I think it would work.
I think they'd make that into a movie 10 years later.
Yeah. This is my first year doing Thanksgiving at our house, hosting for the first time. So I'm just putting ground rules down. The first mention of someone saying like, "Oh, politics, who'd you vote for?" kind of thing, I'm just shutting it down. I'm getting doggy bags, turkey in the bags, out the door. I'll threaten with that. Like, yeah, we'll shut it down right now.
Fuck that. You just jazz the fuck out of that person. Like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Just first person that mentions politics. Just like out the doorway.
Just make a fucking scene out of it. Just make it clear up front, but then the first person who's like, well, how about Trump? You just be like, you fucking go.
No.
Just them, and just make them do the walk of shame out the door.
Because
While you follow
there's
them.
only like
Shame.
9
Shame.
There's only like a 9-person Thanksgiving, so it'd be very awkward afterwards because they're all
No,
very,
that's
they're all
perfect.
they're all very close family.
That's perfect.
I'd see them a month later at Christmas.
They'll learn the lesson. You'd be like, oh, sorry, Uncle Tom, I had to throw your ass out, but I fucking made it clear at the beginning.
Rules are rules, bitch.
Rules are rules.
Yeah.
Make him sit outside on his chair and eat his Thanksgiving dinner. Hopefully it's like 45 degrees out.
No,
Make him eat it in the car.
Oh man.
No, I'm saying 30-minute timeout. Like he has to go in the corner with a chair facing into the wall.
Or just load up Chromecast and put on like fucking Pokemon. Just kill the entire mood. Make everyone hate themselves.
I don't know. I think Pokemon would make Thanksgiving better.
Maybe. I'm just trying to think of someone like just some like very annoying cartoon to put on the television.
I get to sit at the Thanksgiving table and argue about politics or go watch Pokemon in the other room. Fuck yeah. I don't even like Pokemon, and that sounds way better.
I don't know why I said Pokemon. Shit. Yeah, it sounds amazing.
Speaking of children's things, we watched the trailer for Cars 3 before we started this. This is the darkest shit I've ever seen. How is that the teaser trailer?
Because it's summer 17.
Yeah,
summer
next
17.
Summer. After this moment, everything will change, and it's just Lightning McQueen doing like barrel rolls, like just in slow motion over the track.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. We'll stop. We'll wait.
I think they're going like $1 Million Baby route. You know, they're gonna have like Lightning McQueen
He's like
strapped
paralyzed.
into an auto shop. At the very end of the movie,
Making him go through therapy.
At the very end of the movie, Mater Mater rolls in and like blows oxygen into his fuel line and kills him.
Holy shit!
Like a suicide assist.
Oh man, I'd watch that.
Lightning McQueen's trying
John
to
Lasseter
McQueen's trying to chew his own tongue off to choke on the blood. Yeah.
John Lasseter gets like the Palme d'Or award for like the most the Cannes Film Festival. It's like the darkest, most twisted version of like animated Pixar film ever.
I just watched it right before this, and I was half expecting for that like Simon and Garfunkel like hello darkness my old friend. I thought that was going to chime in at any moment, and it would have been beautifully done.
Or who is it, the Gary Jules Mad World?
Yeah, that's the same thing.
Yeah. No, those are different songs.
Same idea.
I thought of that
same
as
idea.
well.
Okay, yeah. But I'm so torn. My son, who's 4 years old, Lightning McQueen is his favorite character in the whole world. Oh, no. He loves Cars 1, loves Cars 2. Even though it's shit, he's 4, he's allowed.
Hope you didn't want him to have a normal childhood.
So when you go and see Moana next month, and that trailer shows up before the Moana plays, you're like, Daddy, what happened to Lightning McQueen?
They can't be showing that in front of Moana, are they?
Probably it's Disney.
Oh my God, no, they
Daddy,
can't.
is that Lightning McQueen?
It's a terrible
Daddy, what
idea.
happened? Is he okay, Daddy? The entire movie. All of Moana, 90 minutes. Daddy, was Lightning McQueen okay? Daddy.
Not just
Daddy,
for
okay?
Moana. For 8 goddamn months. It
Was he
doesn't
okay,
come out
though?
for most of a year.
Was he okay, though?
You're just going to hear like the collective tears of a theater full of children just released at once.
Just as Lightning McQueen barrel rolls over the top of that camera, just kids screaming, no!
He's over the catch guard. He's in the stands.
Oh man,
there's so much blood.
Do cars bleed?
Bleed oil. I guess
Next summer they will.
That's the subtitle. Cars 3. Do cars bleed?
I think Jalopnik covered the trailer today, and like they noted that while he's rolling over, this is the first time that we've seen McQueen's undercarriage, and they're like, "Oh, that's a nice set of exhaust pipes. Are those his genitals?" Fuck.
Who thinks of that?
I don't know.
The Jalopnik, the Gawker Deadspin guys, they think of all.
Well,
that
they're like
stuff.
obsessed. I guess there's a video of like how to. I guess the Pixar guys had a conversation when they were putting together the movie. Like, how do cars do things in this world, right? Because there's no people. So how are these cars like getting posters made and building buildings and stuff like that? And
Are there no people in the?
No, all the people are gone.
Because the cars are the people.
Have you seen the Pixar theory?
No.
Or it's all one giant universe.
I've
I've seen
it.
something on that, but I've never actually watched Cars or obviously Cars.
Well,
2.
you don't need to watch. You don't need to watch Cars. But
I will eventually.
It's all one giant
well,
timeline.
It's only a matter of time.
The first Cars is fun. It's a heartfelt, Pixar movie. It's not Pixar at their best, but it's not Pixar doing their typical bullshit either. Pixar these days, they feel like they haven't achieved anything if they haven't made you want to cry. And I'm fucking tired of it.
I don't know. Those Pixar
fucking tired of
shorts
it.
are amazing.
The shorts are great, but I'm talking about the long form stuff, right? Like Up. It's like in the spoiler alert, his wife dies in the opening 5 minutes. Fuck you.
Wait, no.
But
Yeah,
I
I
consider
know, right?
that the short.
That's true.
The rest, I don't give a shit. I've never seen the rest.
That's
of
credits for you.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, movie
the
over.
opening credits are the end credits.
Yeah, done. I've seen all I need to.
Mikey doesn't know that a child shows up and there's no balloons involved. Just
The rest of it doesn't matter.
The whole
That
issue
first
with-
part's the most powerful thing in the movie. You're not going to have anything that surpasses that.
fucking.
The whole issue with Cars, though, I think, is it's like John Lasseter loves his damn cars, and he's trying to push it on the kids. And some kids dig it, yeah, but I mean, like, these kids are like 10 years old, 8 years old, 6 years old. They can't drive yet. They're just kind of getting into it, and he's just making this whole universe about, like, cars and exhaust and stuff. So I think that's why the second movie just kind of bombed.
The second movie bombed, but what didn't bomb is apparently Disney has made $1 billion on toy sales.
Yeah.
Billion with a B. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Oh, just on cars?
Just on toys. Just on
Oh.
Cars toys.
Wow.
That's nuts.
Yeah. So the second one bombed.
Thanks, China.
Because it's fucking awful. But the first one's fun. There are way worse things that Connor. There are things that are worse that Connor is into, but that's okay.
Speaking of cars,
Yes,
the Grand Tour.
that's a good segue. I'm proud of
best
you right
segue
now. That was
in the world.
excellent.
So I know you're way into cars. I've always loved cars, but I'm not anywhere near into it like you've been. But Top Gear is like one of the greatest programs ever, and just how the hosts interact with each other and just the production values always were amazing. So I was really upset when Jeremy Clarkson
Punched the producer,
and then
they fired him, and then and then May and Hammer were like, "Well, we're out too then."
yeah.
He's just, wait, shit, wait, oh no.
I mean, he was the star of that show.
I
I
don't
think
know.
all three of them were.
I don't know.
They
how
all
you,
three were, but
I don't know how
was
you
the
feel about it. I think you were a big fan of Top Gear as well.
Yeah,
I feel really bad for the BBC and all this.
they're fine.
They got fucked.
They pulled Doctor Who off Netflix. Fuck BBC.
They for what, 10 years, 12 years, they financed every goddamn thing that those guys wanted to do on Top Gear.
Yeah.
They did everything. They are one of the only automotive journalism outlets that gets to say bad shit about manufacturers on a regular basis. They get to tell every major auto manufacturer to go fuck themselves. The BBC was like, do your thing. You want an airport? Here's a fucking airport. Yeah. And then Clarkson fucking punches a guy in the face on the set at work. This wasn't some domestic violence at home where the cops showed up later. Punches a coworker in the face at work. They have to fire him, and now BBC gets all the shit for firing him. He lands on his feet with a $1 million Netflix show.
But I thought Clarkson, the producer, they met on common ground later. They resolved it like a day later. They were fine, and BBC was like, "Oh no, breach of contract." Go.
No, there aren't jobs in the world where you get to punch somebody in the face and it's okay if you apologize
unfortunately
later.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean,
because
unless you're a cage fighter.
yeah.
the only
Why do you
one.
think I pursued that for a little bit? It's like, wait, I get to go in and fight people?
I mean, at your job, even if you apologized later and everything was okay, would it be all right if you punched somebody in the face?
I got a story for after the show's over. Not involving me. I didn't hit anybody.
The guy died.
But I had some emails sent to me at like 3 a.m. from a person I hired who was like wasted and on painkillers, and the guys above me let him keep his job. So I'm a little salty about that. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I guess I'd even be okay if Clarkson was sitting around sending, dick pics to his coworkers at 3 o'clock in the morning like that. I can let that go, but physical assault.
How about look at this?
Anyway, I'll quit my ranting. What first episode of Grand Tour came out last Thursday.
Yeah.
What did you think?
The opening was amazing. I thought and again, it makes BBC look like horrible monsters, but like Clarkson leaves the BBC offices, like cloudy, dark, raining in London, hits a plane, lands in like the California desert, and they got like Sunshiny Day playing or whatever. And he's just rolling
That's
in.
right.
And they got
At Burning Man.
Yeah, and they got like an arm. They all roll up in their cars together. It's some big assembly. And they run down to the stage and like, hello. It's like, it's like, oh hey, they're back.
I'm gonna watch that again.
Yeah.
I mean,
It
for
was
$3 million,
really good.
it better be amazing. But the opening, 5 of the most fun minutes of television I've seen in a long time.
It felt like the old thing again. It felt like all the old stuff. It's just back.
It
it's
did.
traveling.
I will say, I do think it felt a little awkward at parts. I think just as they're resettling into their usual roles.
Yeah.
There were misses.
Yeah.
That celebrity bit,
I liked it.
no, that was fucking stupid.
It was too long.
Maybe, yeah.
I thought it was good. It wasn't great, but it was too long. But it was,
Jeremy Renner jumps out of the plane, hits the ground. Oh shit. Okay, well
spoiler
we're not
alert.
doing that today.
Armie Hammer gets bit by a snake, and he's like, so I mean, did they stay out there in the desert for like 10 minutes during the bit? Did they just like lay out face down in the desert?
I hope so. That'd be
I think it might have been a stunt double for Renner, but I think it might have been actually Armie Hammer lying on the
that
desert for like 10
might be
minutes.
true. And then who was the girl? There was a girl that was
She's a
like,
presenter for the BBC. I forget her name now.
and
but
she was
she's
like,
like-
she was
that's-
bit by
that's
a snake
pretty
or
awesome.
something.
She does a music show for the BBC.
Okay.
She was
All right.
yeah.
I don't think they explained her death. But
Well, because it was an international thing. It wasn't just because everyone knows who Renner is because he's one of the Avengers, and Armie Hammer's kind of.
Can I
When
just say that
when they listed his credits, I was like, oh my fucking
Mission
God.
Impossible and the
He's in
Avengers.
Mission Impossible. He's in the Avengers. He's been not James Bond, the other
Born.
Jason
Yeah,
Bourne.
Jason Bourne.
Like,
Yeah.
nuts.
he was discount Jason Bourne.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did a pretty good job.
I'm just
the rest
saying.
of the movie was mediocre.
You know my opinion on action stars. He falls in that same category a little bit. Also, I don't think he's as strong of an actor as Tom Cruise.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
But he falls in that same thing where it's like, you're a tiny little man. Don't do that.
Oh, I see. You know where he's really good is Mission Impossible. I think he
Is
plays
he?
a good character.
Because
in
he
Mission
wasn't. He's not
Impossible.
the action star there.
He's
like
not.
he's
Yeah,
like
he's
the
not the
scientist
star.
guy.
Oh, okay.
He has a gun. He throws a few punches, but he's not the action guy. He's
He's
like
al-
he's the straight man, the corporate guy.
He's got the same training as Tom
Ethan Hunt,
Cruise,
yeah.
kind of, but he's always like second banana, and he's kind of like he's a little bitter about it. It's a good character. I think he does a
Yeah.
good job with it.
Maybe I'll watch it. I saw the first Mission Impossible and it was so bad, and I've just never got around to watching any of the others. What are they at? Like
I think you
four
can
of them?
skip.
5.
You could skip 2. 3 is the
Philip
movie
Seymour-
that goes on around it isn't good, but Philip Seymour Hoffman,
It's J.J. Abrams, I think, made it.
one of the best bad guys of the decade, in my
He's
opinion.
So good.
Yeah.
Was.
Oh my God, he's so fucking good. Like he's got his wife tied up in the chair, and like people
I'm
aren't
just-
answering questions. He just starts shooting people. It's
I'm just saying,
fantastic.
in general, he's a fantastic.
He
was a fantastic. Actor.
So he's as bad of a bad guy as Ethan Hunt is a good guy, and it's fantastic. The rest of the movie, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. And then what do we get to? Ghost Protocol,
That was a good one.
which is a lot of fun. And then,
Rogue Nation was kind of okay.
yeah, again, doesn't make a whole ton of sense, but
No.
but is fun. They've grown in like the same way the Fast and the Furious movies have. Like
Well, I think
it's more like a
Fast-
superhero story now
Yeah, but
than
then
a spy
Fast 5
story.
and Fast 7 were amazing.
Yeah, but I
It's
mean,
like
it's
1 was good, 2 was kind of fun, 3 and 4 sucked. 5 was fun, 6 was kind of lame, 7 was great.
Yeah.
Was
No, I
goofy
agree.
Which one
great.
was 6?
6 was
In Rio, right?
yeah,
And they
like the
stole
Rock
the
was
safes.
and the Rock was a good. No, that was 5, I think.
That
5
was
was with
five,
the
I
Rock.
think.
The Rock was hunting them down. Then 6, the Rock came to help them.
Is 6 when his girlfriend comes back to life? Or is that
Yeah.
5 again?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
Do we really need a timeline in Fast and the Furious?
It's 1, 2, 3. It's 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 3, 7, which is stupid.
Write
That's how
that
it
down.
works.
I think they've kind of written themselves into a corner, right? Because it all ends with one of the guys dying.
Yeah, at the
Because they
end
killed one guy early in
They
in
killed-
number 2 or 3.
in number 3, the Asian guy was the only one to come back for number 3, and they killed the Asian guy off in the middle of number 3, and then they reveal in I think at the end of number 6 that Jason Statham killed the Asian guy in number 3.
That's right.
But it was but it was a giant jump. Like 1 and 2 and 4 and 5 took place, and 6 took place before 3 did, and then 3 happens, and then they go to fight Jason Statham as the bad guy in 7.
Your memory of Fast and the Furious is encyclopedic.
I did a film show for 5
and
years.
Fascinating to me.
I did a 5-year podcast for films.
Yeah, but that's still was it just about the Fast and the Furious movies? Because that is the level of expertise you're showing here right now.
I'm just saying, Tom lives his life a quarter mile at a time.
Who doesn't?
family.
It's like you can have any beer you want as long as it's Corona.
Family.
It's a great line.
Yeah, it'd be a great line if the beer wasn't such shit. Like Mexican
Well, I think it's
Miller
supposed to be.
Lite.
It was like a shitty house party, right? Like it
It was
wasn't
also a product placement for Corona.
well,
But they've
great.
Have you noticed every movie since
It's only Corona.
it's only Corona.
I didn't
That's all he
notice that.
drinks.
I believe. I'm sure they pay a bunch of money for it.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
I have no idea. I assume so, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if you go to Vin Diesel's house and it's nothing but Corona in Vin Diesel's house though too? Vin Diesel's drinking nothing but Corona.
His doctor's begging him, Vin, you have to drink water too.
No,
you can't just
Corona.
fucking drink Corona
Corona's
every day."
family.
and
Corona's
Vin Diesel's
Orange
like,
Cheerios.
Vin Diesel's like, water? You mean like out of a toilet?
I want to know what he's
I've
like.
never seen a plant grow out of a toilet.
I want to know what he's like in real life so bad.
I am Corona.
I hear he's like a super nerd, like he's into Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Like there's lots of rumors that he might be gay, right? But I just want to know who real, like Larry the Cable Guy. These are guys that I want to know when the door closes and all the cameras are off. What's that guy really
I
like?
like to think that Larry the Cable Guy has an English accent.
Yes, he comes home and he puts on some sleeves. Honey, I'm home.
what?
I got her done this week. Yes.
Well, have you seen the video from it's probably early '90s of him doing stand up?
And he's just talking normally.
He's doing stand up in like a New York club. There's no accent. He's just like it's like hacky Jerry Seinfeld. So what about airline food? Like classic. Like there's no accent there. So I wonder. I mean, I think the British accent, putting the sleeves on thing. I don't think that's very far off.
I'd believe it.
Although maybe these days the character has bled into his real life. He might just be like that around the clock.
That's just how he talks now.
Yeah.
We're spacing it out. It's like, honey, what do you want for dinner?
Slips.
What is his? Do we know his real name?
I think it.
That's
a quick
I will say
Wikipedia.
that's dedication to your craft. That's like Carlos Mencia, who's like
Oh, yeah.
German.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is that Mencia is the bad one, right?
Yeah, he's the one that's like a joke thief and also not funny to begin with.
Yeah,
I
no,
feel like if
never
you're
found he was
gonna
that funny.
steal jokes, at least be funny.
Larry the Cable Guy's real name is Daniel Lawrence Whitney from
Dan Whitney
from
There we go.
Nebraska.
Yeah,
Dan
okay.
Whitney.
Close enough.
Yeah, I mean I guess his whole family is pretty rednecky, so I mean it comes pretty easy to him, but it hasn't always been there. Dan Whitney.
Do what you got to do.
And then who's the real Mexican? Lopez?
Yeah,
George
Lopez.
Lopez.
Yeah. He's legit Mexican, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Also horrible, but legitimately horrible.
He had some good moments though.
Yeah,
He had a pretty good talk show.
I don't like any of the comedians that only talk about
Their ethnicity.
yeah. So that's why
Great point.
I don't really like it almost sounds racist when I put it like that, but it's like but I don't like the Larry the Cable Guy or even Jeff Foxworthy, who I think is a little more clever, or any of those guys where it's just like you're pretty much talking about how white you are. But it's like I don't like all the black comedians that only talk about like, white people are like this, black people are like that. Like, I think that's terrible. Or the biggest offender is Margaret Cho.
Or just
All she does
25 years of just my family is Korean jokes.
Yeah, I have an offensive, like, she makes an offensive Korean accent, and that's the extent of her comedy.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see that working for like a bit, but like that's the crux of what you are. I mean, do what you got to do. Side note, she's also fucking disgusting.
She had a sitcom back in the 90s. I found this on YouTube, and it was I don't know much about the sitcom, but there was an episode where Tarantino played her boyfriend. It was like right after Pulp Fiction came out, or maybe it was right before Jackie Brown came out. And so it was a Margaret Cho sitcom. Tarantino's the boyfriend. Episode was directed by Tarantino, and it's a bunch of Pulp Fiction jokes, just all over the thing. It's like, oh, yeah, I got you these records, and it's just a bunch of
Is it awful or amazing? I can't tell.
It was surreal.
Okay.
It was very surreal. Just go out there on YouTube and search Quentin Tarantino Margaret Cho sitcom, and it's the wildest thing.
I'd rather hang myself because I am also not really a fan of.
I was about
Tarantino.
to say, are you into Tarantino? Not at all.
I love Reservoir Dogs.
Okay.
Reservoir's really good.
But beyond that,
Inglourious Basterds I like a lot too.
See,
Though.
I haven't
Reservoir...
seen Inglourious Basterds.
That's really good.
I hear that's good.
It's really good.
I have a big problem with Inglourious Basterds, and people who are really into movies really hate it. I didn't think it needed to be subtitled that much. I think it could have 3/4 of it could have been in English. You could have done a little bit in other languages.
But it was a device. When they spoke English, shit was about to go down. Like, whenever they cut back to English, someone was about to blow up or get shot every time.
I guess so.
And then it was like nice and polite in French. It was like menacing in German. And when they switched over to English, it was like, oh no, it's about to happen.
I never thought of it like that.
Yeah.
I still don't like it, but I never thought about it.
I
like
need
that.
to see it. I hear that's one of the better.
You will
especially
you will enjoy it.
Really, really good.
Another fantastic bad guy.
Yes.
Okay, good. I'll check it out.
Kickstarted Christoph Waltz's career in America.
That actually made me think. I was actually thinking of adding to the YouTube channel of doing something like unpopular opinions, because I dislike a lot of things that are very popular.
That is very true. That is very true.
But
goddamn contrarian.
Yeah, I have a lot of like things that back up the reason I don't.
I think about this. I think about this a lot for myself. Do you think it's because? Is it a contrarian reflex, or do you just have better taste than everybody else?
Ooh.
Probably a little of both, because there are a lot of things I like. A lot of shitty things
because your attitude is generally, and this irritates me when I see it in the media a lot, but your attitude is not, that's not for me. Your attitude is generally, that's dumb, and if you like it, you're dumb.
Probably.
Yeah. Season 7 Walking Dead's great, man.
Yeah. That's
Walking Dead season 7.
That's one of the
hype train.
Yeah.
So it's
Walking Dead can eat all the dicks. I still
but like I said,
I still
it's
watch
not
it.
it's not just yeah, you know, I don't really like me, like I'm off the Walking Dead. I'm
Okay.
like I'm done with it. It's not really my thing anymore.
Yeah.
It's just not for me. Mikey is like, you like The Walking Dead? Are you fucking retarded?
Well, here's there's a certain nuance to it. On any of the things that I dislike.
Please tell me.
So, it's not the fact that someone likes something that I dislike. It's the fact that people like something to a fanatical level that doesn't warrant that amount of support. Where it's, people like dumb shit. That's fine. I'm not going to like defend the dumb shit I like as like objectively good material. I'm just going to say it's something dumb but entertaining that I like. It's like a lot of the Marvel movies. I don't say that they're like fantastic movies, but they're entertaining and I'll watch them and they're like good for a break. But people...
What are you really passionate about?
Nothing.
What do you really like?
Hating everything.
That's kind of what I was getting to. That's kind of sad to me.
Yeah.
Like you're not super into anything.
I live this. But that's
like the best praise you could give something is you were like, the Marvel movies, they're, you know, okay. That was,
man, I love how
that sounds like a
mediocre
really
they are.
muted existence. Like, it's just like,
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. I'm not going to deny that, but that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
It's not. I don't hate these things just because people enjoy them. I mean, yes, I do, but it's like, it's not.
Just a little bit of that.
Yeah, it's not just because they're enjoyed by somebody. It's the fact that they're held up on this pedestal where I don't think that's warranted. That's like the Nolan Batman movies or GoldenEye 64 or
GoldenEye was great. You know, you never liked GoldenEye?
It doesn't hold up though. It was fun.
No, it does not hold up.
It was fun back
agree.
in 1997.
It was.
But it's not. Yeah.
So you didn't like it back then? Did you have were you like PC gaming back then?
I was playing PC.
Yeah, okay. I get that.
So and
That was out of reach of a lot of people back then.
I get
97?
I'm an elitist.
Yeah.
PC Master Race.
You were
Ascend to godhood.
PC Master Race 96. Yeah,
Yeah.
all right.
Play your damn marathon and Diablo 2.
You had Marathon
I
because
did.
you still
I
had a
fucking
Mac.
love
then.
Marathon. Yeah, that was amazing.
That was actually a good game.
Halo predecessor. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was a great game.
But I remember the first time I picked up GoldenEye 64 and like walked over to a ledge and couldn't walk off a ledge. I was like, what the fuck is this bullshit? Seriously, you're going to go full 3D, but the guy's like walking up against an invisible wall. That
went on for a long time. There's a long time, and there's still games where you walk up to a cliff edge.
I
and
understand.
It's like, no.
I understand certain games because it prevents you from just having unnecessary moments where you just ruin the game. But it's like I'm at the end of a ramp and I can't take a step off that 6-inch gap, like.
Oh yeah, no.
Or just in general, there's nowhere or at least that I remember, in like GoldenEye or any of those, where you could walk off a ledge and die.
No. It was
Well,
all
obviously you couldn't
it was all
because you
flat
couldn't
maps.
you couldn't walk off of anything.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, really, you can't just walk off there. You don't even have to have fall damage.
Was
like,
it all flat?
You go up and down some like ramps.
Some
That's about
stairs
it.
and stuff.
Well, that's
but
what
there
they
wasn't
tried
anything.
to
Yeah.
promote. They're like, oh, the verticality.
There was
It's
no
like,
jump in that game.
Yeah, that was the other thing.
Yeah,
It's-
but jump shouldn't be in shooting games. That's a
They put jump in Halo and it
that's
was all over, dude.
that's a mechanic that we've come to expect in a shooting game. That's fucking ridiculous.
That's true.
Who's jumping on the battlefield?
Yeah, if you all this
Is there
tack,
jump training at SEAL
This
school?
guy.
Yeah.
if you have all that tack gear on, you're getting about like 6 inches off the ground. Like,
Right. Yeah. Even with no tack gear, I mean, what are you maybe gonna get up? Like, I'll roll with like a go over the wall, button, but an actual jump button. Why do we still come to expect that in combat games?
Yeah, I think that's fair. But that's like I like those games that are slightly unrealistic in a good way, in my opinion, where it's like
Okay.
so for the most of the Halo games for that matter, like you get shot and then if you're a better player, you have a chance to turn around and still beat that person. That's why I never really got into anything Call of Duty or not really Battlefield, although the new one looks amazing.
Oh, I do want to play through that.
But Call of Duty in general, it's like it doesn't matter what your skill is. It matters how much you've played the game so that you have the best weapons. It matters how good your connection is so that you get first billing on which bullet hits first. And it matters how you exploit the map. I don't think that's
I'll
how
give
you
you
should play it.
I'll give you some of that, but it's also unfair to say that there's no skill in it. I mean, I think that's kind of like
There's obviously skill, but I think it takes
like if a guy who has 100 hours in the game started over, he would still be dominant. 100 or 200 or 1,000 hours. Pro gamer with a fresh account is still going to mop the floor with guys on 40-hour accounts with achievements and unlocked weapons and all that kind of stuff. So I wouldn't want to say there's no skill, but I see what you're saying. The like pay to win stuff is getting a a little out of hand.
Yeah, that's ruined a bunch of the shooters for me.
Speaking of old school video games, 15th anniversary of Super Smash Brothers Melee on the GameCube.
That was the GameCube one, right?
Yeah. I get them. I get all the Nintendo systems mixed up at this point. This is GameCube.
So it was Smash Brothers,
Then
64.
Yeah. Then Melee.
then Brawl.
Then Brawl on the Wii. And then
Brawl
now,
on the Wii. That's
now
always
Wii
one I
U is the
forget.
newest one.
Yeah,
I don't even
yeah.
know what that's called.
I think it's just called Smash for the Smash Wii U. Yeah, it just says
Wii
U
U
at the end of
Smash.
it. Yeah,
Smash
Smash Brothers
U Wii?
U. I don't know.
Smash your Wii.
Smash U.
Did you play a lot of Smash Brothers Melee back in the day?
Only with you guys.
Yeah. Oh, okay. And how about you?
Same.
Did
I had a
you-
friend who just like had pretty much had all of them, and I had the 164, but then I didn't have anything past that, so I just played at his house. But I'm like, it was mind blowing for me because like I remember seeing the trailer when it first came out, just like because the first time they had like an actual cutscene for a Nintendo game, really, I think. Because it was all the
That's
cartridge
pretty
movies
early,
and stuff,
yeah.
and it was like legit, like it looked amazing. And they had like a nice HD look. No, it wasn't HD, but it was like a nice like high res looking Zelda scene and like
Yeah.
Pikmin. I don't know. It was wild. Just that the opening scene was just like mind blowing to me. And
People who are super good at Super Smash Brothers Melee
just annoying.
are super annoying about it.
Yes.
Still, to this day, 15 years later,
Yeah.
they talk about how great they were. Everybody thinks they were the greatest at that game.
I was going to say that. Everyone does think they're the greatest at that game.
Yep.
And most of them I will beat. And I am not very good at the game.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
No, I had a few friends who are legit. Mitch Buell is insane. At the
I
game.
believe that.
It's the only game
Absolutely.
he even plays anymore. He only plays he plays Mario Kart and Smash. That's all he ever plays.
I will say I tried to get him here tonight. Ryan Lang, Peaches. He's a fucking monster, man. So I know
Is he?
the story that I've heard from all their friends is like they basically had I don't even remember what his first player was. I think it might have been Ness, which is that should say something right there. Like if you're good at Ness,
no, you're fucking dangerous.
so they made him stop playing as that. So it's like you're not allowed to play as Ness anymore. So he pretty much learned every other character so to such a level that he's just untouchable. And when I was doing Bomb Mondays at Diamondback, I would have the 64 out and people would come in like, "Oh man, I'm the greatest. I'm about to fuck you up," and he would
Just show up.
he would play. He's like, "Pick my character," and he would beat him by 4 lives. Like
It's awesome.
it was insane, and I loved it because I would egg it on and be like, I know this guy. He's pretty good." I crushed so many people's dreams because he is.
So maybe
not,
he's the best.
He's definitely the best in this area.
We need to get him and Adam playing against one another.
He'll beat Adam.
Because Adam's one of those guys. I believe you, but I need somebody
Well,
to really take him down a notch.
Well, but here's the thing though. Adam played on Melee the most, and then
Oh, Ryan's a 64 guy.
yeah.
Oh, they're not going to be
He-
compatible then.
Yeah,
That's
he
not
has
gonna work.
he hasn't adjusted. I mean, most of it's the same because Adam played Yoshi.
Yeah, I mean a lot of, but I mean it's the control characteristics are going to be
Yeah,
completely
it's a little bit
different.
different controls, some speed stuff too. Because I think the
That's a
game's
good point,
Melee
yeah.
was like the fastest. It slowed down with Brawl, and then the Wii U when they slowed
Oh, they
it down.
slowed it down for Brawl. That's interesting.
I think they did. Yeah, I know. Wii U is much slower too. But I think Melee and Brawl were the fastest ones. I think Melee was the fastest one.
I don't know. I will say Peaches is a goddamn monster. As like sitting there watching it, it's where you're like, how did he do that fucking shit? Like what the fuck just happened there?
Yeah.
It's like a kick down into a roll to a grab. You're like, like I'm sitting here breaking that down. I still don't understand what just happened.
Do you guys still have one moment you remember just playing back and like moment you were like the best move you ever pulled off in that game?
Not me personally. I do remember a time that Sean and Adam ended up in a battle, and we called it the rape tunnel.
Oh yeah.
Where's
So
that at?
on Melee in Hyrule Castle.
Oh, the
Yep.
bottom of Zelda stage.
Yep.
Yeah, we called
Oh,
it the
yeah.
rape tunnel
Okay.
because all you ever did was just
Bounce
get
off the
slammed
walls.
around in there,
Yeah.
fucking destroyed. I remember Adam and Sean ended up with a rolling, blocking, dodge, grab battle for like 10 minutes straight.
Yeah.
On one life each. And
Constant
eventually
movement.
Adam won.
Yeah.
But
it
was
went on for a long time before that.
Yeah, I remember that. That's like the main thing. The rest of the time I was fucked up out of my mind.
The one thing I remember doing, I played as Captain Falcon all the time. And it was the Corneria, like the Star Fox spaceship stage.
Yep.
Just jump off the top fin, start the Falcon Punch. I like always hit it midair. And if someone's fighting in that very end of the tailpipe down there, just always just knocked them out. And it was just like the best little feeling there. You just flying, just landing on the ground with a punch.
I saw a comic one time that was sort of a breakdown of how people play Smash Brothers, and it was like it showed one person with a thought bubble, and it's like it looked like equations and everything, and like button presses and all this stuff. And another person, it was just a picture of Falcon Punch. I was like,
I was that guy.
Those are the two types of people.
Mm-hmm. I had this super cool move that I would do where no matter which character I played, I would get knocked out of the stage 3 to 5 times in a row and then wait around for the rest of the match to finish. That was my number one move.
I was pretty good at that.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I'd go refill drinks and keep the snacks full and stuff like that, but yeah, I was always out early.
You ever play as Bowser and just like suplex him off the stage with you, so you get a point for it?
Yeah, totally. Oh, yeah. Any like shitty, cheap piece of shit out that I could do, I would take it. I had no fucking problem with that.
I got pissed like a motherfucker.
Oh, can't leave. What are we gonna do?
No, you'll be all right.
All right, we'll stare at the camera for.
Is it a pee break or is it still
minutes.
rolling?
What's that?
Is it rolling still? Or is it just
it's still rolling. It's fine. Do you need to take a pee break as well?
No, I'm good.
All right.
I can hold my damn liquor. Shit.
So I'll talk to you about one more thing while he's gone from the Grand Tour.
Yes.
I am worried about that track of theirs.
Oh yeah.
That I know it's like I know it's like a funny bit that like it's kind of dangerous. It legit looks really dangerous.
I could see them like they say a lady lives in that lady lives in that old house next to the track.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee they bought that house.
Yeah,
and they're gonna like roll a car into it at the end of the season.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be a great bit. I'm just worried that Jeremy Clarkson's gonna like roll a Porsche off the edge of that straightaway and just tumble it through a group of trees, or somebody's gonna slide something into that electrical box.
I think they filmed all that stuff already.
I think that's done.
They're just doing,
but
the locations
back,
are new every week.
Right. But they'll be back. I mean, they're signed for 3 or 4 seasons,
like at least
or
3
something like
years
that.
at least. Yeah.
I'm calling it now. Somebody's getting hurt on that thing. That is a bad idea.
It is a nasty looking track for sure. And
it's shitty too. Like it's not good. It's old shitty asphalt. I don't know how it is that they decided that was okay, but all right, Tom.
Yo.
We have a price here that we make our guests pay sometimes when we remember and don't drink too much.
Okay.
I would like to hear the story of the dumbest thing you did in your youth.
We're talking youth. How young are we going? Are we
talking
like
early
20s at the bar?
Early 20s.
Or are we looking like
fine.
stupid things I did when I was like 10?
I'm looking for the 10's fine. I'm looking for somebody to get injured or a fight or something that almost resulted in your death or just something really dumb that you did somewhere along the way in your youth that our folks would like to hear about. Something that, maybe you got grounded for a significant amount of time for. I mean, like a year. The cops might have been involved.
Yeah, like a I don't know if you had any good Diamondback stories or anything like that.
I was pretty much
drank too much and ended up in a really bizarre place.
No, I guess I got lucky and I was kind of a good kid, but there was definitely one time I forget, it was down near like Arbutus and Relay.
Okay.
There's like those train tracks out that way. And the train tracks out that way. And I was meeting some friends out there, so like I guess we were picking somebody up maybe. So it's like me and 2 of my friends were walking down these train tracks. And eventually they see like some like headlights hit the train tracks and they're like blocking our one way out. And so they all run into the woods across some sketcy ass bridge into the woods and all that kind of nonsense.
That's always a good idea.
I just kind of wait there. I'm like, I'm not going that way. That's fucking dangerous as shit. Like, I'm not going out in the woods. So I'm like, I'm sober. I'm totally fine. They were drinking back there. I'm sober. I'm totally fine. So I start walking towards those headlights, and then the car revs up. Blue and red starts rolling in. I'm like the police lights. Like, here we go. And so they say, hands up now. And I'm like, oh, okay. It's like, what are you doing? I was just doing some scene scouting for I'm a film student at UMBC.
Totally not buying crack.
And it's just like, all right, well, what are you doing? You can't be out here. It's nighttime. Oh, I didn't know, sir. I'm sorry. I'm not from around here. I'm a UMBC student. I drove out here just to get some night shots. Like, where's your camera at? Oh no, I'm bringing the camera tomorrow. Oh, you can't come back tomorrow with the camera. Okay. So like, I'm up against the side of this police SUV. I think it might have been like CSX. Might have been actual cops. I'm getting like all patted down and stuff.
It's like the park service.
Exactly. But I'm like scared shitless because like I'm in the middle of these train tracks. And luckily, thank God, I had my UMBC ID in my pocket, so they bought the whole story. And so, but yeah, I definitely could have been arrested for trespassing, drunk in public, open alcohol containers, all this nonsense, and that was like the closest I ever got to like just really fucking up. I don't know. I've definitely done stupid stuff while drunk, but never like life-threatening or like dangerous.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, nearest one to like just
you lived a clean life.
I guess so. Yeah.
Smart man. Smart man.
I had a friend, we drove in a Camaro like 130 miles an hour down Frederick Road one time. At like
Frederick Road?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Heading from like Main Street towards the Beltway.
That's a terrible idea.
Yeah, that was stupid. And I was like 17 then. So yeah, that was real stupid.
I had that happen one time. I was driving. So Henri lived with me for a while. And I was driving up Seven Hills or whatever it's called.
Oh yeah, never mind. Seven Hills is a bunch of those stories too. Some stupid Seven Hills speedrunnings.
I spun out. I had my Passat, which was a manual, and I'm like,
I forgot about the Passat.
I was gunning it around. Like, it had some awesome turns and all that stuff, and I hit like a slick patch and spun all the way around, and I was like right up next to, I don't know, I think it was a telephone pole or a tree, but I was like, I didn't hit it, but I was right there, and I was like, okay, and I like slowly backed up and drove all the way back. It's like, Henri, can you drive me home? I don't feel like dealing with this.
Oh man, now, Seven Hills was no joke.
That shit was nuts.
No,
a lot of people have either gotten in trouble or ended their lives on that road.
I read through a Reddit thread the other day. It was like, if you could, after you die, see any statistic from your life, what would you want to see? And one of the things that was brought up was number of people who died due to my actions inadvertently that I never knew about.
Whoa. Whoa.
So like something you might have done that later resulted in someone's death. How much would that fuck with you? To like,
that could be anything. What if that could be anything though? What if you were like, what if you just like were late to work one day? Or like that. So what if you were like just took a long lunch one day, and the fact that you were like in line for McDonald's at like 2:55, and then some girl got into a car accident at 2:58 when they left McDonald's behind you, and it's your fault somehow. It's like it's so widespread.
That's some like butterfly effect.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. But it could be like, you pumped your brakes just a little bit going through an intersection, and the person behind you,
gets
got into a wreck. But like, it would be unsettling to like, to get to the afterlife or whatever, and they're like, yeah, your count is 9,000. What?
Yeah. What did I do?
No, yeah, I'd be like, how many times did I go and order Five Guys while I was at work? Like, like, how many times per month? How many times per year?
Yeah,
that was mine.
You remember that morning in 1996 where you were looking at two CDs and deciding whether to listen to Metallica or U2? You went with U2 and yada, yada, yada. There was a genocide in Syria.
I mean, that seems pretty connected.
Absolutely.
Well, that's the whole butterfly effect thing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's like, I don't actually know how that works. I always meant to go back and look. Like, there's an actual explanation for that, right?
I don't
Like
know.
how
it's the butterfly flaps its wings and the wind like catches an ember, like, hits an ember, which then sets like a forest on fire. Because the butterfly flaps its wings in certain speeds,
Fucking
certain directions.
butterfly.
Right,
Yeah.
right, and it heats up the air or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always meant to go look that up.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys think of Black Friday?
Hate it.
I just jump right into that.
Hate it. Horrible, stupid thing. Buy it online. Don't. Those poor people are working in that horrible store. They say they volunteer to work at bullshit. They're the high school kids who are like working like 20 hours a week, and they're getting some horrible shift from like midnight to 8 a.m. They had to say goodbye to their families. It's the worst. I worked at Target 2004 from like October to January. It was the worst. No one wanted to be there. No one volunteers to be there.
Yeah.
It's the worst. Just buy online. Screw that.
Why is it even a thing anymore?
I don't know.
You know, why not make
It's like a tradition
all
now. Let's
the
go,
whole
let's-
month?
Yeah, let's go leave our families early and go stand in line out in the cold for 6 hours to buy a TV for $200.
But it's always, at least in my experience, very rarely do you get much of a discount.
Yeah, or nothing.
Or you might
nothing
there might be
couldn't-
discounts on some shit piece of hardware that
Yeah.
was good last year, and they're just trying to clear their warehouse.
and nothing you couldn't buy online on Monday for the same price.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's the most disgusting thing we do at this point, right?
It's up there.
Like we had this like day of family togetherness followed immediately by
Fighting
day
strangers.
Excessive
where we
consumerism.
excessive consumerism, just buying mostly shit built by slaves in third world countries.
And now it's like
it's fucking
posting online.
bad.
Now it's like on social media. Like you want to be seen there. It's kind of you want to be on YouTube with the craziest fight video of Black Friday.
right, yeah.
You want to
no,
be the one to like send it out to like all the news stations and get the credit for it. You want to have your
I'd
name
be
at the
okay.
top left
I'd
corner.
be okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, I hate being judgy about it, but it's way out of hand now.
It really is.
It's been the first memory I have of the holidays really getting out of hand, and I could be wrong, was the Tickle Me Elmo year. And
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
remember what year that was,
That was a while ago.
97, 98,
Yeah,
you know,
it was
in
around
that
then.
kind of. And that was the hot toy. And that was the first time I remember seeing people fighting in Walmart over these things. And like, you know, they'd get a crate of them, and it literally looked like one of the scenes for like fucking World War Z, where just like fucking hordes of people, you know, lining up outside a Target and taking numbers and fighting each other. And you
I'll
know,
say before Tickle Me Elmo though, my mom went out to Toys R Us. I'd say like in 93, 94, and got me the Power Ranger action figures.
mm-hmm.
That was a big one too. They were like couldn't keep them on the shelves. Like they were like hidden way in back. Don't tell anyone. And they gave her like a paper bag to carry them out with a paper bag because there's just no one wanted to see them. Like, where'd you get those? And be a whole nightmare. So, but yeah,
When that happened when I was younger, my parents were just like, they don't have that anymore. I
exactly.
was like,
That would have been so much easier.
and I was so like laid back. I was
All
like,
right, fine.
oh shit.
We'll get
I
them
didn't
later.
realize like
It was only okay anyway.
yeah. Well, I guess didn't really need that.
I don't really want anything. Life is so empty.
But all this being said, what are you guys buying on Black Friday?
Nothing.
I'm gonna be at Walmart at 5. There's this fucking TV that I really need.
I'm actually going to.
Oh God, you're serious now?
I
Okay.
really no. I was fucking with everybody, but I am going to go to. There's a local gym because I've ever since the baby's been on the way, I haven't been able to go to the gym anymore. So I'm just gonna go to a local shitty gym that's doing a breakdown where it's like 6 a.m. You get their premium membership, which is normally like $40 a month for no sign up fee, or it's like $1 or some bullshit. And then it's $20 a month, which allows you to bring a guest and get like a free family pass and all this stuff. I'm
Oh,
like,
nice.
I was like, that's actually a good deal. But all the like TVs and shit like that where people are camping out, it's like you'll get that same TV.
Yeah, there's
Most of the ones because I'll look it up. I'm like, oh, okay, I like that sounds like a good deal, and I'll search the like basically the VIN number or whatever, the item number,
right.
and it's like that's just how much it costs.
Yeah.
Because they'll
They
say,
marked it
"Oh,
up
it's
before Black Friday.
yeah, it's like oh, it's
Deal.
$1,400 normally. We knocked it down to $800." And I'll go and search, and everywhere has it for $800, maybe with a variance of $15.
Right. I like. Maybe this is a little hipsterish of me. Like I am intrigued by the idea of Small Business Saturday. That sounds more interesting to me.
Yeah.
I like an excuse to patronize a local business.
Absolutely.
You know, maybe go get it. I don't need a huge discount. Go get a tiny deal. Do some Christmas shopping. I did one year where I tried to do all my Christmas shopping. I didn't want to buy anything at a national chain. I wanted to buy everything at like a local store. I got through like half of it and then I was like, fuck this noise. And started buying shit on the internet.
Yeah.
But, you know, that kind of stuff is interesting to me rather than let's fight each other to give Walmart our money. Like,
Too bad all the local businesses wash down the road.
Oh, well, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, Anne Arundel County, the good ones.
It's still Frederick Frederick Gainesville.
Yeah, we used to like when I worked in Ellicott City, it was Small Business Saturday was a big thing.
Well, no, it's the reopening is this Saturday though. The grand reopening of Main Street.
Yeah, which is shit because half of the places aren't there.
That's true, but it's.
I mean, I still appreciate that it's happening.
Yeah,
but I mean,
it's not the same.
I mean, half of the restaurants aren't there. Probably.
Is it never going to recover?
It'll recover.
Okay, just not yet.
Longer than 3 months, like it has.
Yeah, I think by. You know,
I was here
early next year. I think we're gonna have pretty much everybody back or places replaced.
Yeah,
that because there've already been places in Old Ellicott City that aren't coming back. So, you know, what happens to those? Those are the big questions.
Yeah,
but I mean,
I'll tell you what I'm gonna do all day Friday is sit on Amazon. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, and try not leave the house if you're gonna. Although I probably have to watch the kids while my wife Black Friday shops.
You'd be home that way though.
That's the worst Black Friday.
Put on Cars.
Yeah, that only works on the old one. The little one's like a year and a half. She can't be soothed by TV for any length of time yet, and she's a suicidal little monster. If I leave her be, she'll just like climb bookshelves.
You just gotta find some little
and
happy
pull heavy
poppy
objects
song.
down on her.
Yeah,
no, it's just the TV doesn't work on her yet. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait till I could just like put on something and just everybody be
like
quiet for daddy.
Piece.
Oh man, no, it doesn't work yet.
Oh man,
Connor, I can give that kid an iPad and he'll just watch the stupidest shit in the world on kids' YouTube. Did you know about kids' YouTube?
Kids' YouTube?
Yeah, it's like a separate app. It's like it's all filtered and everything like that. There's some shit that like I think gets through sometimes.
Oh, absolutely.
But for the most part,
you should go on there and see if we get picked up on kids' YouTube.
Yeah, we definitely don't. Definitely no. This is all like
I don't know because we're so much smaller. We might not be
well, I think
recognized.
I think I don't know. We might
Although
have to.
I acknowledge that we have a more adult fan base in the YouTube stuff. So it's probably
you might have to apply. You might have to apply to get your stuff in the kids like channels. But it's this whole like YouTube dark web that we don't really know anything about. It's like it's just people opening toys and giving them to their kids.
I wouldn't even call that dark web. I just call that weird content.
But it's tens and hundreds of millions of views.
People
kids love this
people
stuff.
like gameplay videos and unboxing videos.
Yeah.
I read there's some kid that has a like toy review channel. Is the most viewed channel on YouTube, and that's with like PewDiePie, who's a video game guy who has 40 million subscribers.
That's because kids like my son just like will watch that shit all day if that's what they it's just he comes to me the other day he's like just like, Daddy, I want a blind box. I'm like, I don't know what that is. What are you talking about?
Is that like Nerd Block?
He's like or a blind bag. And I'm like, I also don't know what that is. Well, it's a whole like line of toys is the wrong thing. So, for example, we got him a quote unquote blind box at not EB. Is it EB Games now? I guess it is EB.
GameStop.
GameStop. Thank you. They're all GameStop now. What's that?
Monopoly stop. It's
Yeah.
Monopoly now.
At GameStop, it was a blind box, and it was an Avengers themed blind box, and basically it's one of 20 Avengers, and you don't know which one it is when you buy it, that sort of thing. But there's all kinds of different ones. You know, there's Marvel themed and Disney themed, and you buy it and it's $3 or something like that, and you don't know what it is. But he'll just watch people just open these things all day. It's super weird. Something I never had any idea was out there in the world.
Kids have it good now, man.
Oh, I know, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of weird in general what people watch on YouTube.
It's true.
So my wife will watch like purse reviews, and it's not even because she likes their opinion. She sits there and criticizes the fuck out of these dumb bitches. She's like, "Why would you do that in this bag? You're just going to ruin the bag." I hear her yelling at the iPad. And the same thing. It's like these kids watching whatever, like Minecraft. Somebody just playing Minecraft.
Yeah.
Like I love Let's Plays on YouTube. I'll watch gameplay, but it's because of the humor of the people involved. It's like a podcast, but then there's also something to watch at the same time.
Right.
It's not,
Yeah.
Right.
it's not just the gameplay. I don't know how somebody watches like a gameplay, like a walkthrough.
I get that.
To me,
Yeah, I wouldn't watch a walkthrough. I'd like if I need to get some
yeah,
point in the
if
walkthrough,
you
I'd,
need to get
skip
through
ahead
a
to like
spot.
episode 15. How do I beat this 5 minutes of the game? Okay.
Yeah, that's
What
one
was the
thing.
walkthrough again?
But people post like walkthroughs of a game where it's like a storyline, so you're essentially watching an 80-hour movie.
I always hate the sorry, go ahead.
I could see that as a secondary activity. I'm working on something, and the playthrough of this video game.
Background music or something.
Yeah, exactly. And I could just kind of watch it go on.
I hate going on YouTube looking for like, okay, how do I find this gun in Borderlands or whatever? And I'm looking for like a 90-second video. And for some reason, this video is 10 minutes long because the first minute and a half is like intros. Then it's 3 minutes of him like, shouting out to like, subscribe my channel. It's like, now I was here doing this last weekend and so and so and so. Just get to the fucking gun. How do I get it? Where do I get it? Thank you.
What's the thing? There's a ratio. There's a something ratio where the first third of a video is likely to be garbage that you can skip. And so there's a plugin for YouTube that you can get that just automatically skips the first third of every video.
I just search now, like, I want, like, okay, how do I find this? And if the video is longer than 2 minutes, I'm just say, nope, not that one.
Yeah. Nobody,
2 minutes.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I was trying to find how to put, like, Game Shark codes in an emulator last night. And I'm like, okay, where do I find this? 8 minutes. No. 2 minutes. There you go. You're my guy.
That's the winner.
I like you.
Yeah, you're the guy.
30-second unskippable ad. No.
I haven't had an ad. No. Get ad blockers. Come on.
Does that work well these days?
On Google Chrome, I use ad blocker, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a YouTube. Unless I'm on my phone, I get YouTube ads on my phone. But if I'm watching it on my like laptop, not a single thing.
I feel bad though because I know the content people like that. That's how they make money off of this.
It
shit.
depends on what I'm watching. Though, if I'm trying to like watch some bootleg of the Royal Rumble, I don't care about getting ads on that. Whatever. Yeah, you're done. You're out.
I will
You're fine.
freely avoid.
Wait, were you just insinuating that you sometimes turn the ad blocker off?
No.
Okay.
No. I'm saying I don't worry about like this channel not getting paid because I'm watching pirated wrestling videos on this page.
Right.
I definitely watched the most recent UFC on YouTube stream.
Pirated somewhere.
Periscope's a spot now too.
It was awful, but it was
Survivor Series was on Sunday, and I couldn't figure out where
somebody
to watch it
just
on
like
YouTube.
put a phone in front of the television.
Put their Periscope on in front of their TV, and I watched Survivor Series on
That's got to be
on Periscope.
so hard to police. It has to be next to impossible.
Oh yeah.
It just has to be dedicated teams of people just hunting that stuff down.
and all you can do is cancel it. Like,
And then, they must work. I mean, somebody like the UFC, you think they'd be working with YouTube to actively
There
shut
was
that
stuff-
shit down,
this
but
was
it's
the
so
next
hard.
day.
YouTube was getting shut down all day. There was like live streams that were getting shut down all day on YouTube, but Periscope was untouched.
That's because
People were just
there's
throwing
no
their
fucking
TVs with their phone, and you can't stop that.
there's no fucking QA team at Periscope.
No,
It's a room full of servers. There's no actual people that work there.
this is like one guy at a desk. Go, hey, welcome to Periscope. We got water in the corner.
Periscope. How can I help you?
Yeah.
so you want to? We're low on time. We
We're
just
out
run
of
it.
time, but hey, let's go with it.
Yeah. Do we want to get into any of the Dave Chappelle?
We can get in whatever you want. Keep rolling.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle was on Saturday Night Live.
Like 4 days after
ago?
4 days after the election, yeah.
4 days after the election. The biggest thing that came out of it was the Walking Dead parody that he did, where he brought back all of the old Chappelle Show characters.
I would say also
fantastic.
the election night skit, though, too, where it was Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock in a room with like 4 of the white cast members. They're talking like,
I don't think I saw that yet.
oh, yeah. So
Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, you had me.
Yeah, so
right
it's
there.
like Dave Chappelle is the one black guy at this like election night party. And it's like 4 white people talking about it. Like, it's like, so it's going to happen, our first female president, and all this kind of stuff. And it's like so excited. It's like, I heard they're never going to have a Republican president ever again. He's like, a word?
Yeah, it was like super awkward and like
super accurate, though.
Yeah.
I think.
I thought that was
like,
really well
They're
done.
saying Florida's too close to call. No, it's too early to call. Oh, you know what? I'm going to call it. Latinos are going to get the vote out. To Latinos. And then like an hour later, like Florida goes to Trump. Like, how's the Latino vote going, huh? Yeah.
I like when they just like
Good thing you
suddenly
cheers it.
they're like, oh, well, I mean, black people they vote late. It was like what?
Yeah.
It was a great skit.
It was
Just
real good.
I mean, it was nice to see Dave Chappelle back, and like his monologue was amazing.
Yeah.
I want him to come back. I want him to come back and write something.
Yeah.
So he got a 3 stand-up special deal with Netflix, which is great. I'm excited to see Dave Chappelle out and doing stand-up again.
But it'll be like one every other year probably. Because he's going to have like a year to build content up.
Yeah, but you think it's going to be like over like 6 years?
I think so, because another comedian I like to watch, Eliza Schlesinger, she's got like 3 stand-ups on there too, and it's like every other year she puts one out.
Yeah,
like
well, I guess
one a year maybe, because you got to get like a year of content before you just.
I guess Louis C.K. is the only guy who's cranking out one a year, and everybody says he's a machine.
Yeah, he is.
And I don't know if he's still doing one a year. He might be.
Unless Chappelle's had like, what if Chappelle does like, here's my 2008 material. I never got to put this on TV. It's just like,
he might have a bunch
here's
just
my
built
Obama
up.
McCain jokes.
Oh man, but I want to see him. I want to see him write more. Like I don't want Chappelle's show to come back. That ran its course. That was great in its time. But I think he's a good writer.
Of course, what if they give him? What if the three deal thing ends up being like a 3-episode Chappelle show like sketch?
Oh, I'm
It was
down
just like,
with that. That'd
I'd
be
be great.
amazing.
Like kind of how like
I think that-
Sherlock and Black Mirror, like an hour and a half long each.
Oh man,
Like an hour and a half long Chappelle show thing.
if all he did,
Like an annual Chappelle show.
yeah, I'm totally on board with that. You know, even an hour.
I mean,
a
it
year,
certainly
I'll take
beats Key and Peele.
They had moments, but yeah, I'd agree.
I like.
They were
Key.
filling that hole they could never fill.
I think Mike and I are probably further apart on Key and Peele than almost anything. I'm sure we'll come across something else.
There were
but
some really
I
good
genuinely
sketches,
enjoy Key and
but-
Peele, and Mikey harbors a deep-seated hatred for them. I don't know why. I think it's racism, but I can't. It's hard for me to tell.
It could be.
I think it's.
No, but mainly just Keenan Michael Keys or whatever. The scrawny bald one.
Whichever one.
Yeah,
They all look the same.
that's
He's-
Keegan. Yeah,
Oh my God, that's the racism. He's the fucking worst. Jordan Peele's amazing.
okay.
What?
If he had his own show, I'd be okay with that.
Wait, why?
It was just Peel show.
Yeah,
Peel show.
Why do you hate one and not the other?
because he does the same impression for everything.
Okay.
It's like you are now going to be on camera.
I don't know which one's which. So you don't like the bald one,
The tall,
The bald one,
bald
the
guy.
tall,
but
scrawny
the
bald
shorter one with the hair, you like him.
Yeah.
Wow, they seem like the same skill level to me.
No.
Neither one is as good as Dave Chappelle, for the
No,
record.
Yeah.
not even close.
It
But
took 2 black guys and Carlos Mencia to replace him on his spot.
God damn it,
and then I hang myself.
Carlos Mencia. No, so I'm psyched to see him come back and just start doing more stuff. I'm not sure he's actually going to do it all. I think he may go crazy and just go smoke weed in Africa some more or whatever. Did he go to Africa? Was that him?
He went to Africa. For
Yeah,
the
he
soul
went to
searching
Africa
thing.
with Ricky, that guy from the Dolphins, right?
Was it? I didn't know that.
What?
I just know he just left Hollywood one day, went to Africa for like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Didn't tell anybody.
yeah, just fucking left. What did he leave? $100 million Comedy
It's
Central
something
deal?
huge, yeah. He was burnt out though. I mean, it was good for him though, because he moved to just like middle of nowhere, Ohio.
Yeah,
bought a farm, lived with his family, and he's back now.
He doesn't owe us shit.
No,
I mean, I don't.
absolutely
I'm
not.
not here to judge him.
Do
Like,
what you do. Like he
Yeah.
made his money. Whatever you.
I don't know how much money he made. I mean, it had to be a lot.
He probably made a good.
But I
money.
don't care how much
I'm pretty
he
sure
made.
His contract said like all the DVD sales went to him, like or a portion of them. So all those DVDs that sold like in 2004 once he was done.
So you think he made $100 million?
I think so because
I'd
he had
say
like
so.
Okay.
his contract had a bunch of DVD sale stuff involved in it. So once the show ended and it was just before they had Netflix, it was just selling those DVDs, and I'm pretty sure he made a killing off that.
What do we think?
Good for him.
We're over our time limit, but should we wind it down and run it back up, or should we?
I'm done here.
Do
Do you want to keep going?
I don't know. Let's
What else we got? I'm fine.
take. I don't know. Do we have another short discussion? Let's see. We got. Want to do?
We're keeping this part in the show. This part staying in.
Oh yeah, we don't edit. We don't edit anything.
Nice,
out.
nice.
Yeah,
Nothing
fuck
gets
that.
edited.
Nice.
Fuck that shit. Let's just take a quick talk on the whole kids and football and sports, all that
Kids
shit.
in football and sports. We could do that.
Give the baseline on that. We'll talk about that and then we'll call it.
Okay. So I read an article earlier today. It wasn't very good, but the subject was interesting. Written by a mother who's got 3 young boys, the oldest of which who's about to turn 9 and has been playing whatever type of touch football or whatever young kids play. I don't know what you play
Pop
when you're
Warner,
flag
that kind of thing.
football
Yeah.
or something. So they're not tackling.
Okay.
But now that he's 9, he has to shift over into full tackle football. And she wrote kind of this argument where she argued with herself in her own head about whether she should allow her 9-year-old to play tackle football, given all of the evidence these days about how bad repeated head injuries are, especially on a developing brain. And all these guys, I mean, who is it? Junior Seau that like killed himself last year due to basically, lasting brain
Concussions,
injuries.
yeah.
Does she let her young son play this essentially violent sport? So I was curious to hear your reaction to that, because you have an interesting perspective. You didn't play much sports when you were young.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly nothing full contact, no football or anything like that.
No,
There's
I
some
didn't do
basketball and stuff like that. But as you aged, you got into mixed martial arts, which is definitely full contact and a violent sport, although I would argue less permanently damaging than football is.
Yeah, I would probably argue that too. But
And now you are a brand new father of a boy who will one day perhaps come to you and say that he really wants to study dance full time. And Daddy, is that okay?
I'd be like, hey, as long as you don't have those head injuries.
Yeah.
How much is dance? Is dance cheap? Then yes.
Yeah, that would basically be what it comes down to. It's like, well, why don't you get into something else?
So I'm curious, and I've seen footage on YouTube and stuff like that of young kids doing mixed martial arts. I don't know that I've ever seen any of them throwing hands. I'm sure it happens. It's mostly, I think, Brazilian jiu-jitsu and stuff like that, which is debatable. But I'm curious, if your son came to you, 8, 9 years old, said, Daddy, my friends are playing football. I want to go play tackle football as well. Are you on board with that?
I would be if that's what he wanted to do, but I wouldn't be one of those parents that like pushed him into it. The only thing I do want to do fighting, self-defense, like that sort of thing, but I don't want it to come into the full-on striking thing until they're much older.
Like Taekwondo or something like that, or something very striking.
Well, yeah,
intensive.
something that's actually, combat oriented. Like Taekwondo is great. It's a martial art. It's good for the development side as far as them as a person, but you're not going to find a good Taekwondo fighter. Like I will put myself up against a Taekwondo champion right now and beat the piss out of him. That because it's more about the flash.
That sounds like crazy talk to me.
No.
Luckily, we have them in here today.
That would make for great video.
I mean, I would put you up against 95% of Taekwondo fighters in the world. But the guys who are at the top of that chain.
I'm saying pure. I'm not saying that somebody that's into Taekwondo can't become a good fighter. You have a base there that is good, and there may be some fighters that come from Taekwondo, like even Joe Rogan, who his original base was in Taekwondo.
Yep.
And he throws some kicks that are fucking insane.
Right.
But the reason that I think he would be a good fighter is that he's combined that with a lot of other things.
Yeah,
if I would put myself up against a pure Taekwondo fighter 100 times out of 100.
No way. Now I want to find a Taekwondo champion.
I know. Where can we find that'd be?
I don't know. I'm going to start looking. I want to find a Taekwondo champion.
Put the call out right now. Hey, if anybody out there.
I don't know how we organize that. I don't know how we
the legality of that might be a little weird, but
yeah. I mean, we'll just do it like fucking Rocky V style in the street, throwing trash cans at each other. Like,
what I'm
no
saying
holds
is,
barred.
I think it's good to have some sort of fighting background.
So you want to train a kid to be legit dangerous?
Yes, but then also know that he doesn't need to use that.
What if you had the kind of training you got in your 20s, in your teens?
Well, that's what I kind of want to try to emulate. Like, I want to try to give my kid the knowledge I have now much earlier, and then potentially mold that into something useful.
Don't you think that would have been dangerous in your hands when you were that age? When you were that age?
Yeah, if you were in ninth grade and could knew how to get a nerve pinch and break someone's arm off.
I mean, if you had Larry train you when you were 14, 15, heading into high school, I think you would have really hurt someone very bad.
That's probably true, but it's it's a.
That's why I think you could teach a kid
balance.
Karate or you teach a kid Taekwondo. I think it's a tall order to teach a kid mixed martial arts or even Krav Maga, real nasty.
Well, what I actually think is that I'll go the jiu-jitsu route, because jiu-jitsu is a very functional martial art.
Yeah.
But in and of itself is somewhat limited. Like you're not going out there and just. I mean, as long as you have some self-control, you're not hurting people with jiu-jitsu.
And I think it's inherently defensive a little bit.
Less so these days. It definitely started out so, but it's evolving a little bit.
Yeah, okay. I get that. But so you would let your kid play football. Mm-hmm. But what you'd really like him to do is you'd really like to get him into some sort of combat sport.
Yeah. And I'd be okay with football and everything like that, but it's or any sport for that matter, whatever he prefers. I'd encourage some sort of sport. You know, we're definitely going to push hockey.
Lacrosse.
I'd actually like. I think.
Oh, really?
I actually think that would be great. My biggest thing is everybody thinks their kid is going to be the next superstar.
No, that's.
But I think it's very possible. If you put a kid on the right path, you can specialize in a certain sport and at least get through college with some sort of scholarship. I think that's an achievable goal for somebody with an athletic background.
That's probably true. Tom, do you have children?
I do not. No,
But maybe one day, perhaps.
My kid will become Johnny from Cobra Kai. He'll just be out there sweeping legs and beating up kids.
I love it. No mercy.
No mercy.
Yeah. That's that's where little Mikey would have been, right? That's where you would have been if you had been
sweep the leg, Mikey.
Yeah, I would have been in the bad
Mikey.
Yeah. He'd have been the kid bringing the elbow down on the femur in the second round.
Absolutely.
That'd have been Mikey. No, that'd have been bad.
One day, little Mikey will be there.
I'm glad you weren't trained. That'd have been bad.
Yeah, probably.
You'd have killed a kid.
Most likely.
It'd have been sophomore year of high school one of the kids that played lacrosse would have said the wrong thing.
Just
And it
snap
would
his neck
just
on
been
the
a
field.
yeah, oh god, it'd been it would have been awful. Oh,
And the
Great
man.
at the
dragon.
same time. Well, we'll see how that goes.
We'd have had to go to
Stay tuned.
we'd all have had to go to a lacrosse player's memorial service.
It's a very good chance. I think that's a good note to end on, huh?
I'm okay with that. I was trying to come up with one of the lacrosse players from high school, but I can't. I blanked them all out.
Yeah, I'll die in a
10
fire.
Blake Fockler's funeral. Come on, let's.
He was a pretty funny dude.
Yeah, he was all right. He's just the only lacrosse player I could come up with off the top of my head.
All right. Well,
Shall we then? Assuming the computer's still recording.
Oh, hope so.
Let's hope.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for joining us for another Last Call podcast. My name is Mikey T. Thank you for Tristan for always joining us. And thank you for Tom Kraft for joining us for this episode. We'll see you next time on the next Last Call.
See ya.
Bye.